everyone. How are you all? So, kids, today we will study SST and this is the 8th chapter. Okay, this is the 8th chapter of SST and the name of the chapter is Early Humans. It is written in the slide, you can see. Early Humans, okay. And in this chapter we will study about the people who were living many years ago. Okay, these early humans were living many years ago. And what type of human beings were these people? Today we will study about them, okay? So now let us see the contents of this chapter. What are we going to study? Okay. So students, the contents of this chapter are Life of Early Humans. We will study about the life of the early humans, the people who lived long back ago. Many years ago, what kind of life do these early humans lived? What were their lifestyle? Okay, what kind of life do they live many years ago? Then, where did they live? These human beings, where did they live? The early humans, what kind of house or what type of places were there where they lived? Okay. Then what did they eat? What were their eating habits? What type of food those early humans ate? Okay. Then what did they wear? Okay, what were their dressing style? What kind of dresses or clothes did they wear? So these are the contents of this chapter. Life of early humans. Where did they live? What did they eat? And what did they wear? Okay. So students, now let us begin with the life of early humans. Okay. Now what do you mean by humans? What is human? H-U-M-A-N. What do you mean by human? Human means we people. We are known as human beings. All the peoples in the world are known as human beings. Okay. And from where we have come? From what are our generations? From where we have generated? From where we have come? You know students, long back ago, there were only animals who lived in this world. There were no human beings. You know, there were only animals. And we human beings, we are the evolution of monkeys. Before, human beings were in the form of monkeys. Do you know that? Before, monkeys were there. Okay, we human beings are also considered to be as an animal. We are also an animal. But we are the developed animals. Why? Because we have got brain. We can eat by our own, we dress well, we live in a good places. Yes or no? We don't live like animals on the forest or jungles eating grass, roaming here and there like dogs and cows. Are we those type of animals? No. But you know what? We human beings, we are the evolution of monkeys. Before, there were animals who walked on 4 legs. Yes or no? The monkeys before, there were animals who walked on 4 legs. Okay. But as the time passed, okay, as the time passed, these animals, they learned how to walk on their legs. They learned to stand up. They started walking on the legs. Understood? And we human beings are a form of the apes only. Have you seen apes, the gorilla, chimpanzee? They look like humans only, right? They have a structure of human being little bit, yes or no? But they are animals. Why? Because they cannot speak. They don't have that developed brain. They do not live in houses. They do not wear clothes. Do they have skin like us? No. But they have a structure of the human beings. Yes or no? Some of the habits are related with the human beings. And we human beings are developed from this monkeys or apes only, you know. Before, there were only animals who lived in this world, and as the time passed, these monkeys, they learned how to walk, they learned how to stand. Then, with the passage of time, as the time passed, these monkeys, they developed into human beings, the early humans, and those humans were not like us. Those human beings were not like us. They did not knew how to live, they did not knew how to wear clothes, they did not knew how to eat. Understood? As the time passed away, these were changed into developed human beings. Now we will study about the early humans. See in the slide what it is written. People today are different from the people in the past early days. That means people like we are now, yeah, right? But people in the past days, they were not like us. They were completely different from us. They did not wear clothes like we wear. Understood? They used to wear the skin. They did not knew how to wear clothes. They were very much different because they were developing from animals. That is why they had some habits of animals. Do we have a habit of animal or what? Before, when they used to eat, they did not knew to use their hand to pick up the food. They used to directly put the mouth into the food and they used to eat. Those were some animal habits of the humans. Understood? Today, we live in a properly built houses, wear good clothes, have transportations to move from one place to another, eat good food and many things that make our life easy. Today, what do we have? We live in a good built house, yes or no? Our house are well developed. It is well built with different rooms, yes or no? We have got kitchens, drawing rooms, bedrooms in our houses. Before, though these type of houses were not there. Understood? Then we wear good clothes today. Every day we wear different clothes. But before, the people used to wear the same clothes every day. They did not have clothes. Understood? Then today we have transportations. Today we have vehicles to move from one place to another. Yes or no? We use our vehicles to move from one place to another. But in the old times, many years ago, there were no vehicles. They used to walk on their feet. Okay? To move from one place to another. And today we eat good foods. Yes or no? In the morning we eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, all these and that. But before, they did not had any such kind of food. They used to eat whatever they get. Okay? And many things that makes our life easy. Today we are living such a easy and comfortable life. Yes or no? Whatever we want, we get. But before, these early humans, their life were not easy. They did not get whatever they want because they did not knew how to live. They were not learned how to live. Today, when we are born, we are taught by our parents how to live, how to wear. Yes or no? How to sit, how to stand, how to eat. But those are early humans, they did not knew anything. Okay? But the life of early humans who lived long year ago were very different than that of the life in which we live today. The life of the early humans were very different from the life that we are living today. Okay? The life of the early men were very difficult. Today we are living comfortably in our homes, sitting inside room. When we feel hot, we on the fan and we sit comfortably inside. But then there were no homes built for them. They used to live in jungle, forest, caves. Such kind of houses were there. And they did not get good food also to eat. Because they did not knew anything. As the time passed, as the generation developed, these early humans learned the system of the generation, that how to live, how to eat. Okay, these animals developed into human beings. Understood? This is the life of early humans. Okay? And students, do you know where did this early humans live? Where do we live? We live in the houses, just now I told you. Yes or no? We have our own house to live. We live in a different types of houses, whether it be good house, kacha house or pakka house. But before there were no such houses also. Understood? Early humans did not have a proper shelter. It means they did not have any kind of shelter, any kind of house to live in. They lived under the open sky, which were not safe. Where they used to live? They used to live in the open sky. They used to live in the jungle. They used to live in forest. Wherever they used to get place, they used to sleep there. Wherever they feel like, they used to sit there. Even if it rains, even if it is hot or cold, they did not have any kind of shelter. Okay, because there were no such developed there were no such developed places before, and the people were also very like they had acquired the habits of animals. The animals, how do they live? The animals who live in forest, how do they live? Do they have houses? Today we pet a dog at home. Yes or no? That dog, it has got its kennel where it can stay. But in the early days, the people also, they used to live like animals, without any house, without any shelter, no proper place to live. They used to live under the open sky, without any shelter. Wherever they feel like, they will sleep there. Wherever they feel like, they will eat there. Understood? Later they started to live in cave to keep them safe from heat, rain, cold and wild animals. But as the time passed, when they find difficult to stay under the open sky, what did they do? They started living in the cave. What is cave? Cave are small places which are made of rocks, which are built of rocks or brick or big stones under the mountains. They started to live in the cave. Understood? They started to live in the caves under the mountains so that they can protect themselves from the heat, from rain, from cold, wild animals, these type of problems they faced. Okay, so that they can protect themselves from the heat of the sun, then from rain, from the chilly weather, from cold and the wild animals. Since they lived in the forest and jungles, they lived with the animals, yes or no? And wild animals are very dangerous, yes or no? They may eat the human beings. So they might eat the human beings. That is why they started living under the caves, so that they can protect themselves from these wild animals and from the changes of the weather. Understood? So this is where they lived, in the caves. The early humans, they lived in the caves, okay, that were built from big stones, okay, under the mountains. And kids, see, it is written, early humans lived together in big groups to keep safe from wild animals. To keep them safe from wild animals, they lived in the big groups. The early humans, they used to live in group. They have a group. Many people used to live together in a cave. Why? So that they can keep themselves safe from the wild animals. Before, there were different types of wild animals, okay. Nowadays, those animals are not present now. It has all extinct. They have all died. As the generation it developed, as the time passed, everything is developed nowadays. Yes or no? So, in those early days, in the past years, there were animals which were very dangerous also, because they were very big. Okay, and these early humans, so that they can keep themselves safe, they used to live in caves with a group of people. Okay, then they moved in group from places to places, and whenever they wanted to go from one place to another, they never traveled alone. they never traveled alone from one place to another. They always traveled in group. They had a group of people. Okay? Then the early humans were called as nomads because they did not stay in one place for long time. The early humans were also called as nomads. N-O-M-A-D-S. Nomads. The early people were also known as nomads. Why? Because they did not stay in one place, in one particular place. They used to change their habitat again and again. They used to move from one place to another. Wherever they feel comfortable, they used to go and stay there. They did not have a particular shelter or particular place to live. Since they moved from one place to another in search of food and shelter, that is why they were also known as nomads. Understood? Now, why are these early humans known as nomads? Because they did not stay in one place for long period, for long time. They used to move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. That is why they were called as nomads. Understood? And these early humans, they always lived in group so that they can protect themselves from the wild animals and from the danger that they face. Okay, they always lived in a group. Can you see the picture? You can make out. See the first picture on the top. These early humans are living in a cave with a group of people. They are burning the fire. They are eating the flesh of the animals. They used to eat the flesh of the animals because they did not knew how to cook. Okay. And the second picture also shows that the group of early humans living together. Okay. And students, what did this early humans used to eat? We people today, we used to eat good food, vegetables, fruits, rice, chapatis, yes or no? But these early humans, they did not had any such good food to eat. Then what they used to eat? Early humans did not know how to grow food. These people, the early humans, they did not know how to grow food. They did not knew anything. They were so dumb that they did not knew anything because they used to act like animals. Whatever they get, they used to eat that. They did not knew anything. They did not even knew how to grow food for them. From where do we get food? The farmers, they used to grow crops for us. Yes or no? From there we used to get food, different types of food, and we used to eat that. The vegetables that we eat, we grow it in the fields. Yes or no? But these early humans, they did not knew how to grow food. So they used to eat whatever they get. Understood? Then they moved from places to places in search of food. They moved from place to place in search of food. They moved from place to place in search of food. Why? Because they did not get the food in the particular place, because since they did not knew how to grow food, that is why they used to move from one place to another in search of food. And what do they use to gather to eat? They used to gather the roots, the fruit from the trees, and they also used to hunt wild animals for food. Wherever they'll find some fruit in the trees, they will gather it, they will pluck it, and they will gather it. And sometimes they used to eat the roots of the trees. Okay. And sometimes they used to hunt animals. They used to hunt wild animals and they used to eat the flesh of that animals. And before, they didn't even knew how to burn fire to cook food. They did not even knew how to cook food. They used to eat the flesh of the animal raw like animals. Do animals cook food before eating? No. They used to just eat like that. Yes or no? These early humans also had that habit of eating the flesh of the animals raw. They did not know how to cook food. Okay. Early humans were also known as hunter-gatherer. They were also known as hunter, H-U-N-T-E-R, hunter-gatherer, G-A-T-H-E-R-E-R, gatherer. Why they were known as hunter-gatherer? Because they used to hunt animals and they used to gather the food. They used to collect the food to eat. That is why these early humans were also known as hunter-gatherers. Understood? Now see students, these are some pictures of early humans. They are plucking the fruit. Wherever they find fruit they used to pluck it. They used to live in the cave. Okay, and they used to burn the fire by lighting two stones. They used to rub two stones together to light a fire. Then they used to hunt animals and they used to cut them with the help of stones. With the help of stones they used to cut the animals. They used to collect some sharp stones and they used to use that stones as knife to cut the animals and eat their flesh. And they used to hunt animals. They used to kill animals for food. Okay? So these were the eating habits of early humans. Understood? And now students, what did they wear? What were the dressing style? What were the clothes which these early humans wear? Can you see the picture? What is that man wearing? What is it? It is the skin of the animal. The animal which they hunt and kill, they used to take out the skin of the animal to wear it. Understood? They used to wear the skin of the animals. Then they used to make clothes from the leaf of the trees. Okay, they used to make clothes from the leaf of the trees. See, it is written, early humans did not have proper clothes. These early humans, they did not have any proper clothes like we wear. We have proper clothes, right? Different day, in a particular day at different times we wear different type of clothes. In different season we wear different kinds of clothes. But in those early time, there were no clothes. Who will stitch the clothes? Because these early humans, they did not knew anything. They did not had got that much of knowledge or brain to do anything. Then who will stitch the clothes for them? Or from where will they get the clothes? Yes or no? So what they used to do? They used to kill the animals, they used to hunt the animals, and they used to tear the skin of the animals and they used to wear it. They covered their bodies with leaves of trees and skin of dead animals. It is written there, see. They covered their bodies with leaves of trees and they used to cover their body with the leaves of the trees. But you know what, students? The very first people who were evolved from the animals, they didn't even knew how to wear clothes. They used to stay naked without wearing clothes. But as the time passed, when they knew each other, when they came to know that they must wear clothes, they started wearing the leaves of the tree. They used to pluck the leaves of the tree and they used to make it as a cloth to cover their body. And they also used to wear the skin of the animals. Okay, they used to wear the skin of the dead animals. The animal skin kept them warm in the cold weather. And why did they wear the skin of the animals? They started having that knowledge of they started knowing what is cold. So that to protect themselves from cold, they started wearing the skin of the animals because the skin of the animals were thick. It protected them from the cold. Understood? But before, the people who just evolved from animals, they did not knew how to wear clothes. They did not know anything. Okay. Then early humans used bones of the animals as needle to stitch clothes. And early humans, when they learned how to wear clothes, how to make clothes, what do they use? They used the bones, the pointed bones of the wearing those clothes. Understood? In the early days, there were no clothes which these early humans can wear. That is why they used to wear what? They used to wear the leaves of the trees and the skin of the dead animals, so that it can protect themselves from the cold, and they even use the bones of the animals as needles to stitch their clothes. Understood? I hope you understood this. So kids, I hope you understood this chapter about the early humans. We will revise once again from the beginning. Okay, let us revise once. See, what did we study today? We studied about the life of the early humans. Where did they live? Then what did they eat? What did they wear? First, what did we study? We studied about the life of early humans, which we compared the life of early humans to the life that we are living today. Yes or no? The life of early humans were very different from us. The life of the early humans in the past old days, it were very different from the life that we are living us. Why? Because they did not had any proper house to live. They did not had any clothes, good clothes to wear, and they did not had any transportations to move from one place to another. Neither they had any food to eat. That is why the life of the early humans were very different than that of the life that we are living today. Okay? And the life of the early humans who lived long years ago were different from the life that we live today, were so difficult that it made them very difficult to live those life in the past old days. But today we are living so comfortably. Yes or no? Whatever we want, wherever we want to live, we live there. But before, there were no such comfort for the early humans. Understood? Then, where did they live then? If they had no home and no shelter, where did they live? I told you just now, they used to live in the caves, in the jungles, in the forest. Yes or no? Since they did not had any proper shelter, so they used to live in under the open sky. They used to live under the open sky. Wherever they wanted to, they used to live there. Okay? They started living in caves to keep themselves safe from heat, rain, cold and wild animals. And they started living in caves after many years. Okay? Why did they started to live in caves? So that they can protect themselves from the heat of the sun, then rain, cold and the wild animals. Understood? Then they also lived in group. The early humans, they used to live in group. Why they used to live in group? Because so that they can protect themselves from the wild animals. There were different animals in the past years, okay? When there were early humans, you can say the Adi Manav, okay? These were the early humans. They used to live in cave. And they used to live in group. Why? Because so that they can protect themselves from the wild animals. Understood? Then they also even moved in group from one place to another in search of food or shelter. They always lived in group. And these early humans were called as nomads. These early humans were also called as nomads, as they kept on moving from one place to another, as they did not had a particular shelter or a place to live. That is why they were called as nomads. Understood? Then what did they eat? The early humans did not eat food like we eat today. They did not had proper food to eat. Then what they used to eat? They used to eat the fruits. They used to collect fruits from the trees, the roots of the plants. Then they used to hunt animals. They used to kill the animals, and they used to eat the flesh of the animals like the other animals they used to eat. The other animals used to kill some animals and they used to eat the flesh of animals. Yes or no? In the same way, the early humans also, they used to eat the fruits that they find in the forest. They used to collect it, the roots of the plant and the flesh of the animals. Okay, and these early humans were also known as what? They were known as the hunter-gatherers. They were known as hunter-gatherers. Why? Because they used to hunt and they used to gather their food. Okay, then these animals, not animals, these humans, what do they wear? What kind of clothes did they wear? They did not have good clothes like us that we wear today. Then what did they wear? They used to wear the skin of the animals, and they used to pluck the leaf from the trees, and they used to wear those leaves. Okay, they used to stitch those leaves into clothes, and they used to use the bones of the animals, the sharp bones from the animals. They used to use it as a needle to stitch their clothes so that they can wear. And they used to hunt the animals which they used to hunt. They used to tear the skin of that animal and they used to wear it so that they can be protected from the cold of the weather. From the cold of the weather, they can protect themselves. That is why they used to wear the skin of the animals. Understood? This is all about the early humans. What were their lifestyle? How did they live? Where they live? What they ate and what they wear. Okay? So now students, let us read some hard words that is related with this chapter. Okay, we will read some hard words with their meanings. So students, these are some hard words that is related with the chapter. Okay, the first word is comfortable. C-O-M-F-O-R-T-A-B-L-E. Comfortable. It means easygoing. It means relaxing. It is easy. Okay, the meaning of comfortable is easygoing. Understood? Then the second word is transport. T-R-A-N-S-P-O-R-T. Transport means it is a means of moving from one place to another. It is a means, it is a vehicle or something or whatever mode they have to move from one place to another. That is transport. And the early humans, they used to move on their feet from one place to another. They did not have any vehicles. Okay. Then difficult. D-I-F-F-I-C-U-L-T. Difficult means hard. H-A-R-D. Hard. What does it mean? It means hard. Okay. Then shelter. S-H-E-L-T-E-R. What do you mean by shelter? Shelter means home. Okay. Then together. T-O-G-E-T-H-E-R. Together means in a group. Jointly. It means jointly in a group. Okay. Then nomads. N-O-M-A-D-S. Nomads. I already told you what is the meaning of nomads. Nomads are people, the early humans, who move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. I repeat, what are nomads? Nomads are the early humans or people who move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. Okay? Then gathered. G-A-T-H-E-R-E-D. Gathered. Gathered means to collect. The early humans, they used to collect the fruits and the leaf of the trees to eat and to make their clothes. Okay? That is gathered. Then discovered. D-I-S-C-O-V-E-R-E-D. Discovered. Discovered means to invent, to create something new. I-N-V-E-N-T. Invent. Okay? Then settle. S-E-T-T-L-E. Settle means living in a place permanently. Permanent place to live. Settle means it is a permanent place to live. Okay? And the last one is hut. H-U-T. Hut. Now what is hut? It is a house that is made of straw and mud. It is a house that is made of straw and mud. Okay, I will repeat once. Comfortable means easygoing. Transport means moving from one place to another. It is a means of moving from one place to another. Then difficult means hard. Shelter means home. Together means jointly. Then nomads are the people who move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. Then gathered, it means to collect. Okay. Then discovered, to invent. Settle, it is a permanent place to live. And hut, those are the houses which are made of straw and mud. Understood? So students, this is all for this chapter. Okay, in the next class, I will continue with the next chapter. Thanks for watching the video, and students, do take care of yourself and please study well at home. I will see you in the next class.